you want. I don't know if
Dude,
this one's messing up.
they've been they've been screwing me, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I posted a video the other day and it got no views.
What the
I'm
heck?
not I'm not joking. So it's like I don't know if from going live and us using the R word has like
Oh
maybe they hate me now, but
yeah.
I've been getting no views on all my stuff. So I'm like, okay,
Don't say the
something
R word.
happened.
Don't say the R
Something
word.
happened. Yeah, don't say the R word anymore.
Uh,
Yeah. And for those who don't know what the R word is, it rhymes with schmashmard.
smart. Smart.
Schmashmard. Yeah. Let's roll.
Let's
take a break inside your head to get a hold of yourself. But it's over now. I was missing everything and I forgot I felt. So many days I found, many questions I have I can't answer myself. And I just don't know how to make it right. Instead I live with things I never would tell. Never tell. All the good and bad things quickly pass me by. I don't know what I miss till I open my eyes. And I can see it all. I can feel it all again. Hope I don't lose control. And repeat this all again.
Man, good evening, everyone.
What's going
Welcome
on?
back. Welcome back to another episode of Both Ends of the Table. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. It's been a cold weekend, man. Woo-wee. Temperatures are falling all over the place, man. We got snow in Texas, which is crazy. It's not something that we see all the time. But nonetheless, man, we just hope that everyone's been able to stay warm. Pray that no one's pipes have busted. It's
Oh man.
yeah, because that can get bad. I've had that happen at my old store from back in the day.
Jeez.
Yeah, but nonetheless, man, it's Monday, January 26, 2026, and you are now rocking with the Bet Boys, ladies and gentlemen. We're live on YouTube and on Riverside, so jump in the conversation anytime. I am your host, Stevie J, and to my right is my co-host, my guy, obviously, the balance of this show, the voice of reason, Mr. Cisco. Hey, look at him giving him a little kiss on the muscles there, man. Anyways, with that being said, guys, welcome. Hope you guys all had a great weekend, and it was awesome. It was an awesome week of football. We obviously had the AFC, NFC matchups, and I think we're gonna kind of just jump right into that, man. What do you say?
Dive in.
Yeah. All right. So obviously, the winners of this weekend, the Patriots and the Seahawks, they'll be going to the Super Bowl. We're going to start with last night's game first, though, because Sam Darnold and the Seahawks, they obviously hold off Matthew Stafford and the Rams as they punch their ticket to the Super Bowl. They beat the Rams 31-27. Taking a look at the Seahawks, I just want to kind of get your take on, obviously there was a lot of talk going into this particular game right here with Sam Darnold. And I know you and I had our fair share of arguments, right? Because we were on opposite ends of the table here, right? You had Matthew Stafford going all the way. I had Sam Darnold. Okay. And so I just kind of wanted to get your take. Now, the reason why a lot of people were against Sam Darnold is obviously because of just everything that's been going on with his whole entire career. And then obviously the way that last season ended with the Vikings. But last night, obviously, he holds it down. But in your own personal opinion, what did Sam Darnold prove last night?
I mean, he definitely excelled expectations from a lot of people. I think, right? Because I know when we talked about it, right, on what does Sam Darnold need to do to win, right, and we said just play average. Don't turn the ball over. Let the game come to him.
Yeah,
Well, he did that plus some, right? He didn't play average. He played phenomenal, and I mean,
dude.
I think that answered a lot of questions that a lot of people had. Like, does Sam Darnold have it? Does he have that grit, that stuff to get over the hump, right? And I think that game last night definitely proved it. Because you went head to head with MVP candidate, which he most likely will win the MVP, in Matthew Stafford,
Mm-hmm.
and you played just as good as he did, and
Oh
that
yeah.
says a lot. That says a lot. So man, he definitely excelled those expectations, and that if that continues, I think that's gonna be the question going forward, right? Can that sustain? Can he play like that going forward consistently? Which I think he can. He just had have to let the game come to him, right? And
Yeah.
if that happens, the Seahawks are. I mean, I think we all know the Seahawks are winning the Super Bowl. Just throwing it out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we'll get into that conversation later on in the show,
But
but yeah, no, for me, like for me, he proved he's a top 5 quarterback in the league right now. Right. I mean, he finished back-to-back seasons 5th in yards. Right. So he proved that last year wasn't a fluke. Back-to-back 14-win seasons too. Right. Only quarterback to ever do that in the NFL. And obviously, we all kind of took last year as like a fluke, just kind of thinking, especially with the way that it kind of fell off towards the end. No one kind of thought that he would be able to come back and obviously repeat what he basically did last season. Now, in my opinion, where he needs to improve is just his turnovers. Right. So I think he finished probably top 3 in the league. I have to go back and look at that. I want to say he finished top 3 in turnovers in terms of interceptions. He had 14 interceptions on the season. Now, the flip side to it, though, is that 6 of those, so almost half, basically
Rams.
half, were just from the Rams alone. Right. And so that was obviously the big storyline going into last night's matchup is that he's thrown a total of 6 picks against the Rams, and they've always seemed to kind of have his number. And so will he be able to clean those up? Now, obviously he did, right? But from a whole totality perspective, and this is going to get a little hot right here, is that if he can clean these turnovers up and just play the same way he's playing now, we're going to be talking about him being an elite quarterback pretty soon.
Yeah.
And that's the scary part, because it wasn't that long ago that we were just talking about this dude seeing ghosts, because he was literally saying that live on television. Basically, like he
Yeah.
doesn't know who he's throwing to, and he couldn't shake off the interceptions. That's always been like the story of his career. But if he can clean those up, and obviously now that he's going to be in a system that's going to be sustained, right, with Mike McDonald being there to control the defensive side of the ball. I don't know about Kubiak if he's going to get a head coaching position just yet. Obviously there's some head coaching positions, but if Kubiak comes back for another season and he can remain in the same offensive system, be on the lookout, because we might be talking about Sam Darnold the way that we talk about, the Josh Allens or Lamar Jacksons or Joe Burrows of the world. That's what I think that we're headed to if he can clean up some of these turnovers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and what really stood out to me from Sam Darnold last night is the spots he was throwing those balls. He was throwing them. Darnold was throwing them right where they needed to be, where only his receivers could catch him. And man,
Mm-hmm.
putting him in the spot, like there was that one where JSN caught it one handed, right? Um, that throw, like he put it in that spot where only JSN could get it, right? And then of course the touchdown to Bobo. I mean, there's just countless throws where he was throwing, where Darnold put them in the breadbasket, right? Where only
Oh
his
yeah.
receivers can get it, and that's what stood out to me the most, is him putting them in those spots, right? Now, not. not only does a system work out for him, but he definitely showed he has those capabilities of being an elite quarterback, just like how we're talking right now, by what he showed us last night in the NFC Championship game. Um, but now, like I said, the main question is, can he keep that consistent going forward? Right?
Yeah.
Can he can he have that consistent throwing when under pressure like that going forward? And I think that's going to be the main topic going into next season as well.
Yeah. And to close out on this question here, this topic, right, is what I've learned, or not what I've learned, what we should all have learned by this or from this whole Sam Darnold experiment here is that environment matters big time. You know, and his career is a complete example of that. You get drafted by the Jets. Obviously, we know what that historically what that franchise has gone through. They haven't been anybody. They've been a laughing stock of the NFL for, you know, the better part of probably our lives. I mean, you know, I'm in my 30s. I think you're in your late 20s, right? So it's like I've never known the Jets to be that team or that
Yeah.
franchise, right? They've never struck fear in anybody. And so at least in our time. And so you go from there, then you go to Carolina. Obviously, we know what's going on down there now. Not this year with Carolina, but you know the previous seasons, we know what's
Previous.
going on there. But then from there, you go to the 49ers,
And you're
and
back there.
I think that's where the environment piece really starts to kind of kick in about it being a big part of whether or not you succeed, right?
Yeah.
Because we talk about the Shanahan system being a quarterback friendly system, something a place where quarterbacks can learn from. And Shanahan has had every single quarterback come off of that bench for him somehow, some way, and they have performed at close to, if not elite levels.
Yep.
And in Darnold's case, it's resurrected his entire career because from there you move on from 49ers, you walk away to go bet on yourself, you get signed up with the Minnesota
Vikings.
Vikings on another 1-year deal, you have the 14-win season, and then from there, right, they let you walk out the door and then you go sign with the Seahawks on a 3-year deal. Right. And you prove all the naysayers again, all the people who said that you fluked out last year, it was just a fluke. It's because you had Justin Jefferson and it's because you had KOC and all those. No, you proved them all wrong by shutting them up last night. You cleaned up the turnovers. You played at an elite level. 25 completions, 346 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, 127 quarterback rating. That is
Point
elite
eight.
level. That is elite level quarterback play right there. Now, on the flip side of that, okay, I mentioned the Vikings. How do you think the Vikings look, or in your eyes, how do the Viking looks now? How do the Vikings look now? I'm sorry.
So I don't think I don't say hold a grudge or feel bad or like shoot themselves in the foot because they didn't know the injuries would happen to McCarthy because obviously they're looking at McCarthy as being their next quarterback, right? So they knew how Darnold played, and they're not going to sit there and pay this guy for 3 years, whatever the contract was, 3 years while you have this new quarterback that you just drafted to come in and be your franchise quarterback. So I don't think they are I don't know the word that I'm looking for, but I don't think that they're mad about that decision because they didn't know these injuries were going to happen to McCarthy, right? And I
Well,
think that's
I'm not worried necessarily worried about how they or in I guess I want to kind of just get your opinion in your opinion, how do they look?
I mean,
Not how they should feel, I guess,
okay.
because I'll tell you how they should feel. They should feel ashamed of themselves. That's just my opinion, right? But that's how I kind of take that's how I take a look at it. Is that they should feel ashamed of themselves because they let him walk out of the building. Now you make a good valid point, right? They did draft JJ McCarthy first round, whatever, right? But at the end of the day, and of course they didn't know that he was, you know, they couldn't have predicted all the injuries. However, the dude did get injured his rookie season in the preseason. It was a season-ending injury, right? So you knew it was going to be an uphill battle from the jump when you had to enter Sam Darnold into the mix. Right? Now, Sam Darnold, to everyone's surprise, came out, had the season that he had. But that right there should automatically kind of entice you to want to re-sign Sam Darnold. Right? Even if it's for another 1-year deal or
One year, yeah.
I don't know what he was looking for. I don't know what he would have accepted. You know what I mean? Because there's no way in hell he would have known that he was going to be able to go to Seattle and get a 3-year, $140 million deal. There would have been no way to tell at that point, right? But based on his regular season numbers, he made a case for himself to be a starting quarterback somewhere in the league.
Yes.
And with a rookie quarterback who is going to need time to develop, why not put him in that system where, okay, you know what? Maybe we should keep Sam Darnold for a couple of more years, get the best of what we can get out of him right now, and then let's develop JJ McCarthy behind him. And so that way, when we're ready to kick Sam Darnold out the door, now our quarterback's ready. Now we look like the heroes here because we knew it all along. But in my opinion, now again, you ought to be ashamed of yourselves because now you guys look like the dumb ones here for letting Sam Darnold walk out. Right? Look at JJ McCarthy. In 2 seasons, he's only played a total of 10 games. And this season alone, he finished 32nd in the league with 1,500 yards. He had 11 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. Like, that's terrible. In 10 games, it's terrible, right? And then I'll go a step further as to why they should look even, or should feel even dumber, okay? Because before the Sam Darnold, before the JJ McCarthy pick, right, you had Kirk Cousins. Well, let's take a look at Kirk Cousins this year, another former quarterback of the Vikings. He only started 8 games this season. Well, he finished 31st in the league in terms of yards with 2 less games. He had 1,700 yards, 10 touchdowns, 5 interceptions in 2 less games than what JJ McCarthy had. So not only did you let Sam Darnold walk out the door and go on and watch him make it all the way to the Super Bowl, but you also let Kirk Cousins walk out the door, who are both proving to you that they are better quarterbacks than the person that you bet on.
Oh, for sure, 100%. And before we do move on, I do want to say I do like Kirk Cousins up there on as a commentator or slash analyst, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seems pretty good.
He'll look pretty nice on the TV whenever it's all said and done. He'll look pretty
Yeah.
nice.
He would.
But,
He would.
Kirk Cousins got 1 year left on that deal. And we don't know what the, with Kevin Stefanski, we're not quite sure exactly what's going to happen there. Does he keep Kirk Cousins, start him next season, try to develop Michael Penix more? Do they trade him away? Because you could make the argument that Kirk Cousins actually, just in these 8 games, kind of increased his drafts or his trade stock again.
Yeah.
Where a team that is a quarterback away might be desperate to go ahead and make that trade.
Yeah.
So who knows what they do?
I just don't see how the Vikings get rid of Cousins, because Cousins is a good quarterback. It's not like he's one of these guys where it's just like, he's up there in age and probably don't got it no more. No, he's still a good quarterback.
Well, looking back on it now, do you think now they would have done things a little bit differently?
With Kirk Cousins, yeah, for sure.
Or Sam Darnold.
Yeah, I mean the Sam Darnold ones, that one's hard to tell because like we talked about, right? Drafting McCarthy. I mean, if anything, and maybe they did, we don't know, right? Maybe they offered him, hey, stay another year, we got you. But like he was like, well, let me go see what's out there. And Seahawks offered him 3 years, right? So the Vikings probably didn't see 3 years as like the plan, because obviously within that 3-year span, they're probably gonna want their draft quarterback and JJ McCarthy to come out, right? So I mean,
yeah,
maybe they did offer him that 1 year, but I mean, as far as like a 3-year, just matching what the Seahawks did. I don't think that was in their field of view with having McCarthy on the team. And obviously we know McCarthy's not been playing great. He's been last, like just like how you pointed out, right? But who
Right.
knows? Maybe within this next year or in that third year, he sprouts, right? Who knows?
Mm-hmm. For sure. Now, looking over at the Rams, right? So, what do you think went wrong there?
Well, so I can tell you so two reasons why I think the Rams lost. Great game, right? I mean, obviously there's a couple missed throws, drops, what have you, but two main reasons, and of course the game doesn't always come down to two plays, but the first one is the muff punt, right? That got the Seahawks that
Oh, for
touchdown in the red
sure.
zone.
For sure.
That so that one there for sure. That muff punt to put him in the red
Bro,
zone
that
and
dude was
Seahawks
like
score.
falling back, bro. Like he stiffened up like a stone. Just
Yeah. He got crossed up
oh
by the
man.
wind, dude.
Hey, poor guy though, dude. I hope he's okay, dude. I bet you he feels like shit right now, dude. I mean, he probably felt like shit then,
At the
but
time.
having
Yeah.
to like live right now through it all, like I'm sure it's probably all over social media. You know, it's being talked about all over sports networks, you know, nationwide. And it's like, man, dude, you're gonna have to live with that for the entire off season. Like,
Well, I mean,
brother,
the first one he
I
dropped,
hope he's
luckily he
okay.
recovered it.
Yeah, yeah.
But the second one, jeez. I
Hey,
don't
after
know.
that, bro, Sean McVay was like, nope, your ass is gone.
Yeah. Dude,
He
I can
wasn't
put my
even.
daughter out there, she'll catch that.
Hey, hey, we always talk about you know coaches, you know the teams they don't even wait 24 hours to fire the coaches, you know, not even 24 minutes. Sean McVay didn't even wait to the end of the game. He fired him
Yeah, he
mid
said
game.
that. Yeah.
He said, "No, you're out, bro. Go ahead and pack up your shit and go home. Jump,
Yep.
jump on a private jet. Go back to LA.
Yeah.
We don't need you." It's like God bless.
Yeah, dude. After that, McVay was like, "Yep, you're out. You're done. You're done, kid." Well, I mean, dude, like that was in the red zone, and the Seahawks just got a touchdown after that, dude.
Yeah.
Now, the second one, I mean, obviously, some people say the holding call on Cooper Cup, but I think it's on the fourth down when the Rams were in the red zone.
Yeah.
I think they could have taken the field goal, right, to only be down by one, so that way in that last possession, it changes your game plan. Even on the defensive side, it changes the game plan of just getting in field goal range to win the game, right? Not needing a
So
touchdown.
yeah, and so that was going to be it was going to kind of be like a two-part question, and so I'll just kind of do you like that call though? Because I think it was the right call for the situation. You kind of have no choice but to go for it because there was no way for you to tell whether or not you're going to get the ball back. I mean, you just don't know. And so,
For sure.
do you like the call that he made on that 4th and 4?
No, like I said, I think they should have went. They should have taken the points to go down by one, because I think to that point the Rams defense were doing a great job, um, on not letting the Seahawks score, making them having a punt. Now I don't remember like what it was like the last couple possessions, like if they scored or what, but I think the Rams are doing a pretty good job on getting the ball back for their offense. So I think getting points, especially when you're in the red zone like that, is the most crucial. I mean, because like I said, it changes the whole game plan, right? You're down by four, you're down by one, right? And you get the ball back, it changes your plan. You go for a field goal to get in field goal range, or do you need a touchdown, right? So I think the smart play would have been taking the field goal.
See, and I'm opposite. I feel like you kind of have to go for it in that particular situation, right? Because in my opinion, your defense wasn't stopping the Seahawks, you know, and I think that's where Sean McVay kind of felt like, okay, you know what? We need a score. I can't settle for just a field goal. Number one, my defense can't stop you. right? We're letting up all sorts of explosive plays. You let the deep ball shot go to Shaheed. You had the other shot to JSN for the touchdown. Cooper Kupp was making great catches in tough yardage situations. So he was getting open. You couldn't stop him to save your life, especially in that second half. And so I think Sean McVay kind of just felt the pressure and said, you know what, we don't have a choice. We're going to have to go for it. We got to go for a touchdown. And I like the call. I think that's the right call to make. Because even the field goal, it's still only going to put you down by 1. But what happens if the Seahawks drive down the field and score another touchdown or kick another field goal? You were going to be in the same position that you were in on that 4th and 4 anyway, where you're needing to go for it to go score a touchdown. Does that make sense?
Yeah, we'll see, and back to what I said, right? So in the fourth quarter, the Rams defense made the Seahawk punt on both their possessions. So I think in that instance, hey, we're stopping their offense in this fourth quarter. Let's go back to our defense again to hold them again. We'll get the ball back and get in field goal range.
But you also have to understand too what the Seahawks were trying to do at that time. They already had the lead, so now it's just about killing the clock. So they're just running a
Right.
bunch of plays to kill the clock, which is why your defense is getting those stops. But nonetheless, if they're driving down to score, you hadn't been able to stop them all night. And here's the other thing that I think is getting kind of missed out here is that the Rams on third down were 1 for 8. And that's a big reason as to why they lost that game. They couldn't convert on third down. That was their biggest issue. Meanwhile, on the Seahawks, they were 7 for 13. So that also had another factor that played into that role. Just my opinion.
I mean, because they had a 50, the Rams defense had a 50-50 shot, right? Because the Seahawks had 10 total possessions, right, throughout the whole game. They scored on 5 of those possessions, right? The other 5 they had to punt, right? So, right. I mean, I just think since it's a 50-50 shot, maybe go for it, maybe not, right? Because obviously we both on different sides on going for it and not. I just think the whole game plan changes if they do kick the field goal. The whole game plan changes, right? Because now you're kicking off to them. More than likely start off on their 35 or 30, wherever how they kick it, right? And then let's have our defense hold them, not penalty hold them, but hold them to like a 3 and out or something. Where they have to punt the ball back to Matthew Stafford or something.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with where you're coming from because I understand.
No, for sure. I mean, and I definitely get.
I
both.
understand it. Why
Both.
it would? Yeah, exactly. Right. Both ends of the table. That's the whole purpose of the show. We can see it from both sides. Both call. I don't think he would have been wrong either which way you go. It's just my opinion. If I'm in Sean McVay's shoes, I understand and I see, and I would have done the same exact thing that he would have done, which is go for it. Because again, kicking the field goal, you're still down by 1. Now, does that change what you have to do on your final drive? Yes. However, you don't know that you're getting a final drive. For all you know, that is your last drive. And I think that's what he was playing off of. I don't think he ever envisioned him getting the ball back with just under a minute to go. I don't think he even saw that with the way that the Seattle Seahawks were playing. You know what I mean? And so I think that's why he did it, because in his eyes, he's like, yeah, this is our final drive. Now, on the flip side to it, like what you're saying, right? You kick the field goal, you go down by 1. Your defense gets some stops, you get the ball back. Well, now you only have to march down the field to get a field goal, as opposed to having to march down the field to get a touchdown. But I just don't think that McVay ever envisioned his team getting the ball back to finish the game. And I think that's what played such a big role into his decision making right there. So I personally think it's the right call, but I think any call would have been the correct call. But I do like where he went with there. Now with Stafford, right? Stafford, he played another elite game, which is crazy. I think, and I forget what they pulled up on his stats against the Vikings. Or, I'm sorry, against the Vikings, against the Seahawks for the last 2 games. But it was something absurd, like 800 and something yards. 70% completion percentage or something or the other. It was like 7 touchdowns, no interceptions, and he's 0-2. It was crazy. Just against the Seahawks alone. But this particular
Right.
game, 374 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, 127 QBR, just like Sam Darnold. Um,
Well, dude,
man,
when I saw Stafford run, I'm like, dude, this guy wants it, dude. Because you
oh
never see
yeah,
Stafford run
he
ever.
he's never going to take off like that. Yeah, so when he starts using his legs,
Yeah.
man, it means something to him. Which leads me to the next question, right? Is do you think that we've seen the last of Matthew Stafford, or do you think he comes back?
No, he comes back to finish at least his contract because I
I
think
think
this
so.
is going to his last year. Yeah,
Yeah.
he definitely still has it. He
Oh,
definitely
for
still has
sure.
it. The way he
The
the way they
question
play
isn't
against his defense
the
like that.
question isn't whether or not he has it. The boy's got it. The boy's got it
Yeah.
for sure. He's always going to have it. If Philip Rivers can come back 5 years removed from the league and carve up a couple of defenses,
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford still got it, dog. All right.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No,
Now,
I think he comes back.
I had envisioned where if he wins, goes to the Super Bowl, wins the Super Bowl, he's done.
Yeah, he's done.
But I think after this loss right here, man, I think it's a little devastating. But knowing that you still have Puka and that Devontae said that he ain't retiring until Stafford, you don't think he wants to come back and throw to those two receivers again and lead the league in touchdowns again and lead the league in everything again and be another MVP
Well,
candidate?
it's
Absolutely, he does.
they're I mean, because if I'm not mistaken, I don't remember everyone's contract, but I think the Rams will still have pretty much the same team
Yeah, I
with
mean, obviously
Williams
they're
in the
gonna
backfield, Foreman in the backfield.
they're gonna make some adjustments. Offensively, I think they're
Oh,
pretty
for sure.
sound. But defensively, yeah, they're definitely gonna have to make because that secondary uh got exposed, I think, and understanding that you're in the same division as the Seahawks. And so no matter what, you're always gonna go up against them twice a year and potentially a third time in the playoffs. You are 100% building your team around competing with the likes of the Seahawks because I don't think the Seahawks are going anywhere anytime soon either if they continue on the rate that they're going now. Um, and
Right.
so, yeah, that's definitely we're going to see Stafford back for sure. There's no way in hell that he's retiring
Yeah.
after that. I think he knows that he's on the cusp of still being able to finish on top and win the Super Bowl. They're still within a window of a Super Bowl, and I think because of that, he's definitely going to come back. But had he won, in which we would have definitely known that he would have won the Super Bowl had he gone to the Super Bowl, I truly could have seen him walking away from the game. I mean,
Dang, Super
what?
Bowl and MVP.
Well, because what better way, right? That you finish off the season basically top 5 quarterback in yards. You were number 1 in passing touchdowns. You damn near had the least amount of turnovers in terms of interceptions. You are most likely going to win the MVP of the season. Then you go off and become a 2-time Super Bowl champion. And most likely he would get the Super Bowl MVP this time around too.
Yeah, that's
What?
I'm ending it like that.
Yeah, you got nothing else to prove at that point, brother. Like you finished not
Yeah.
only as one of the oldest quarterbacks in the game, but as one of the best, even at your oldest. So, anyways, man, going over the NFC side, obviously, that was a very boring game. It was very tough to watch, but anyways, Patriots outlast the Denver Broncos in a snow-filled game, dude. There was boy, that weather was
Dude,
shit.
well, dude, it's so funny because my wife she's like, "Where are they playing at?" Because like, and of course the game started with like the sunny sky, it was
Oh
clear.
yeah, it was crystal
I was like,
clear.
and, and I was like, they're playing in Denver. She's like, in Denver right now? It's not snowing. It's like, no, I mean, I guess not. It's clear. And then all of a sudden, you just see, boom, all the
No,
stuff
so I
coming
kind of
down.
said the
I was
I
like,
kind of
"Okay."
said the same thing, and I was like, dude, where did the storm just go around Denver or what the hell's going on, right? I was like, what the hell? And then the second half comes out and they come out the tunnel, and I'm like, oh shit, dude, you couldn't even
Yeah,
see them. You couldn't even.
yeah, it
I
was
don't know if you
bad.
saw, but literally the broadcast or what was it on Fox? I think it was on Fox. Or no, it was on
CBS.
Peacock or CBS and Peacock. They had to highlight the yardage things like they do
Yeah,
the line of scrimmage in the first down with the black and yellow
yeah,
lines. Okay, they had to highlight them on screen for us because you couldn't see it on the field. That's how so people were walking and the lines were in front of the guys. I don't know if you were paying attention to that.
no, I wasn't.
But yeah, they had to
That's
basically
funny.
do like an overlay of where the yardage markers were at because that's how bad the snow was. But anyways, man, obviously we know that the Patriots, they beat the Broncos 10-7. They obviously punched their ticket into the Super Bowl. Neither team could get anything going offensively in the second half. You know, obviously because of the snow. There's no mistake about it. It was pouring down in Mile High City, but nonetheless, after finishing the season 4-13, the Patriots bounced back and now find themselves in Super Bowl for the 12th time in franchise history. But overall, what did you think of that game Sunday afternoon?
Man, no, I mean,
Crickets.
I think because we both picked the Patriots to go to the Super Bowl, but I was for sure rooting against them. That's for sure. No.
Oh, brother. Trust me, I was rooting for him too, dog. Where's Dr. Cucho when you need him? Yeah. I ain't afraid to
Dude.
admit it, bro. I was hoping and praying that Stiddy would come. And when he came out, bro, that first, I was
Dude,
like,
it did.
I
It
was like,
looked
oh, I
good.
even texted you. I was like, bro, Denver's got a quarterback. Dog.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. Something might come up.
Dude,
Watch out.
dude. I mean, but credit to the Patriots defense because they definitely adjusted after that. And
Yes, they did.
they shut them down after that.
Yeah. Yeah, they did.
So, because I mean, they found out all you need to do was put pressure on them, and then that's it.
I was
And
just
that's what
about
they
to
did
say,
all game after that.
I think that's what Vrabel kind of probably said to the defense is like, hey, boys, like, I'm sorry, but y'all are basically going to blitz all night, damn near. You know what I mean? Like, we're blitzing him at least 1 to 2 times every single drive. Like, he's going to panic. He's only started X amount of games over the course of however many years he's been in the league. And so it's like, okay, yeah, under pressure, you're in one of the highest stakes games in the season, much less for this dude's career, right? So I think he was just kind of banking on the fact that Stidham would panic under pressure, and it was the right call. I think any NFL head coach would have done the same exact thing given the same exact circumstances. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I mean, I've been seeing a lot of stuff about there hasn't been a quarterback going up against like 3 top 10 defenses in the league or top 5 defenses in the league and make it to the Super Bowl. But I think more of the credit has to go to their defense, in my opinion. Right? Because 2 of those games, low scoring games, right?
Well, let's hold off on that real quick because we're going to get to that here in a minute, talking about the defense, right?
Oh yeah,
But
my bad.
let's go back to Denver real fast. Let's start with Denver, right? So, you take the lead 7-0, right, and you have the opportunity to potentially go up 14-0. But it's 4th and 1, and Stidham throws that interception. Okay. Did Sean make the right call going for it on 4th and 1, or should he have taken the points instead?
Definitely taking points, 100%. Especially having a quarterback who hasn't started all season. You come in with your backup quarterback, right? When you're down there with someone like that, you take points as much as you can. Take points.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I think obviously that's what kind of hurt him. Which those are actually, I think I told you before the show, the same 2 reasons why the Rams lost, in my opinion, are the same 2 reasons why the Broncos lost. Going for it on that 4th down, and then that turnover that made the Patriots in the red zone, right, with that backwards pass.
Yeah.
Um, those two reasons why they lost. So I think to your question, going for it on fourth, bad call. Definitely should have went to get points with having a backup quarterback in this game
See,
because
and
you
I'm
don't
going to
know
agree
when they're
with
going to be able
you.
to go back down.
And I'm going to agree with you on this one, right? Because I was against you with the whole Rams. I think that they should have gone for it. In this particular case, you take the points, right? Because here's the thing. You had to have known how the weather was going to shape out to be before the game even started.
Exactly.
You had to have known. You had to have known that at the start of the second half, a flurry was going to come in and it was going to get nasty. At which point it just becomes who doesn't turn the ball over at the end of the day.
Yep.
That's what it does. Right? So while the weather's clear, take the points. Because after that, your kickers, neither one of the kickers could score. They couldn't
Right.
kick. I mean, if it was beyond 30 yards, it was an unpredictable ball at the end of the day. And that's ultimately what it led down to, was that the kickers were missing field goals, you know, and that's why they couldn't bounce back. So my opinion was, given the nature of the weather that you knew, also too on top of that, understanding the situation better. Stidham, to that point, everyone's jaws were on the floor. They're like, bro, there's no way that this guy's playing this good. Sean Payton's looking like, a guru here, understanding that this was the first move that he made when he took over for the Broncos. That was the first person who he brought into Denver, was Jarrett Stidham. Right? So everyone's like, oh my God, jaws are on the floor. Peyton's looking like, he knew what the hell he was doing the whole time. He was looking like he wasn't wrong when he spoke in the press conference game after he found out that Bo Nix got injured, and he's sitting up there saying, like, we'll be good. Stidham's going to play awesome. He's a great quarterback. He's going to do this, X, Y, Z, whatever. And basically trying to prove all the naysayers wrong. Well, that was going up until it wasn't, which was right there on that 4th and 1 call. Not to mention the play call. Shitty play call. Okay. You never should have passed it. You should have just ran straight up the gut. Just my opinion. Right. And you should have just pushed that defensive line back and just got the 4th and 1. But instead, you call whatever call you played, a passing play that went to shit just as fast as it started. I mean, literally half a second into that play.
Yeah, I did.
And the defensive line is literally on his ass. Right? So shitty play call. It was a shitty throw by him. And that play alone literally costed you the game. Because that would have at least put you up 10-0, right? You would have kept momentum on your side, which would have made them play a little bit more, a little bit more tense, because now you're down 10-0. They obviously know what the weather's going to look like in the second half. So they're probably thinking like, shit, okay, we have to try to score. So you might get Drake May to force something in a tight window that doesn't need to be there, and it could potentially get intercepted. And what's your defense known for? Pressuring the quarterback, causing interceptions. Right? And so you didn't play your cards into your defense's hands, or into your hand, period, by going for it on that 4th and 1. Not to mention that it was a bad play to begin with. And I think what even costed them more was the fact that they had to call timeout on it. Because now you give the defense an opportunity.
That's right.
You give the defense an opportunity to kind of understand what you were going to do, probably giving them a better understanding of what that play was going to be and how they would defend it. And boy, did they ever did. Right? Because not only did you basically damn near sack Stidham, but then you force him to make a throw that he wasn't supposed to make, and the ball gets intercepted and it's a turnover. So I think that was a bad call. He definitely should have taken the points. Now moving on, right, to New England side, because the defense has definitely been getting a lot of credit as of late for stepping up in the playoffs this year. And so go ahead and give us your opinion on the defense, because I definitely have one that I think is going to be the exact opposite of what you think.
Well, I mean, I definitely think that the defense deserves more credit in these wins. Just like we talked about, right? The pressure they put on Herbert, the turnovers they forced with with Stroud, which I know Stroud was probably 1 day contract with the Patriots, but that's neither here or there.
Mhm.
But and then also with putting pressure on Stidham. So I think more of the credit should go on for the Patriots defense, because I did see I forgot where I saw it, where someone said no one in the history has faced the three top five defenses in the playoffs and then gone to the Super Bowl. Um, but two of those games were low scoring games, right? I think
Mhm.
I forgot how many points they scored in the first one, 10, 13, something like that, 16. Um, this last game was just one touchdown with a field goal. The only one is against the Texans, where and two of them I could credit for sure to May, where he threw one to Diggs in the end zone, right in a tight window, and then we threw a bomb to can't say his name, Boget, something like that, number 9 or 7.
Talking about
So
Booty?
those are really two plays. Yeah, him.
Booty.
So those are really two two plays that I'll definitely credit to May. But I think more people should be talking about the Patriots defense rather than Drake May, as far as getting them to where they're at right now. And I don't know what you have to say to that.
Well, so my thing is that defensively we haven't talked about the New England Patriots all season long. Right? We haven't given them any credit at all, and it was rightfully so. It wasn't that we were purposely ignoring them, but we were ignoring them for the fact that they were going up against some of the most weakest teams in the NFL. Now, the flip side
Yeah,
to that was that in the postseason, right, you faced some of the best defenses in the league with the Chargers and with the Texans. However,
Texans and the Broncos
however, offensively, those teams were not in the same category as the defenses were. So
for
again,
sure.
if you're gonna take New England's defense up against the LA Chargers offense, right? What did we say about did we talk about at all the LA Chargers being an elite offense at all this year? I don't think so. Did we talk about the Houston Texans being elite offense at all this year? I don't think so.
Mhm.
Right. And so just because um they beat them in the fashion in which they did, now we're gonna sit here and credit them to say, oh my God, this is an elite defense. I don't think that that's fair. I don't
Well,
think that that's
and
fair because
so
again, they're going up against again a question mark with CJ Stroud, and then not to mention with Herbert, with everything that went on there, it's like those there weren't elite offenses that your defense was having to go up against, and then offensively, Drake May has also been questionable too. That's a
and
big thing right
I'm
there.
not I'm not necessarily saying their defense is all world, all elite, like up there with the Seahawks, Broncos, all them. I'm saying they are the reason why they have won these playoff games,
Oh yeah, for sure. They've definitely been
right?
the reason because
Everyone's
do you
every
know do you know that the Patriots combined have only scored 54 points this playoffs?
That's what I'm saying.
That's the fewest
And
points
wasn't
scored
at least
by a team since 2000
wasn't
to go to the Super Bowl.
and I think at least one is from the defense, if I'm not mistaken. At least one.
Yeah, with the pick six to from CJ Stroud.
Right. So I mean, in my opinion, they are the reason why they are winning these games. Now, of course, I'm not calling it like if they were to go against a Matthew Stafford or Sam Darnold here, they're not going to fare well with an offense like that, right? But what I'm saying is the Patriots deep because everyone wants to give credit to Drake May, which I mean, fine, you can, but I think the reason why they have won is because of the defense. That's the reason why they are winning the playoff games that they won this year.
Oh yeah. 100%. Yeah. And now that you've kind of clarified that up a little bit, I can definitely agree with you on that take. What I don't like to see is I don't like to see, what I am seeing online and from everyone else is that they're basically saying that like New England's defense has been elite all along or whatever. And I'm like, well, hold on. You can't sit there and call them that when they're going up against some of the easiest offenses in the NFL. I don't think that that's a fair
Yeah.
statement to go up against. And then with the Broncos, the Broncos would have been an elite offense, but Bo Nix wasn't there. Right. And so they lucked out. And I was trying to look for this this photo or whatever, but it was basically it was a stat list of all the quarterbacks that the defense had to face this year. And you look at the list, and the only person that really stands out is Josh Allen in terms of quarterbacks that strike fear in you, right? That you game plan your
Right.
whole defensive strategy on stopping, right? They played against quarterbacks like Geno Smith and Justin Fields,
Well,
guys like that.
I could pull up their schedule and name them off for you, so that way we could really.
Oh, I mean, I can certainly
Right here.
do that real quick, again, what are we, Patriots?
Geno Smith. You got Tua.
Yep. Aaron Rodgers, Bryce Young.
Then of course Aaron Rodgers, which they lost to. The Bryce
Yep.
Young, Josh Allen,
Spencer Rattler was a quarterback whenever they played the Saints. Cam Ward,
right. Cam Ward,
Dylan Gabriel, Michael Penix.
Gabriel, Penix.
None of these quarterbacks strike
Baker.
fear in you. I mean,
Yep.
maybe Baker, but they were obviously on that Bucks team was on a downhill trajectory at that point of the season. But nonetheless, right? My point being is that you have not faced an elite level quarterback outside of Josh Allen, and you were 1-1. And so I don't think that it's fair for you to sit there, not you personally, I'm saying for everyone else. I don't think it's fair for you to sit there and say that, oh, well, this is an elite defense and they've been like this all season. Really? Well, I mean, goddamn, anybody looked good against Geno Smith. Every defense looked good. Why? Because he was throwing to y'all. Same thing with Tua. Tua was giving y'all the ball.
Yeah.
So it's like it's like, dude, it's not right. And obviously they're gonna have a hard reality check come Super Bowl, because now they're gonna play an elite level defense with an elite level offense. Right. And I think that you're gonna see that there's levels to this in this game when it comes to where those defenses rank compared to what everyone's been talking about. They're gonna be exactly where they were, which is bottom half of the league. Guarantee you. So anyways, man, that's my little rant right there. Sorry, I had to get that off my chest. That's been bothering me all day.
I think it's gonna be a 20. What's that Super Bowl? I don't know what that is, but the Seahawks and Broncos score. Except the Seahawks are gonna have the opposite score now.
And what is that?
Broncos when it was 43-8.
Oh, yeah. I can again. You're gonna see Drake May struggle, in my opinion. And you look at it, he's had a very high turnover rate this entire postseason, and he's been getting bailed out by bad weather and shitty quarterback play and injuries from the other team. He's been getting bailed out all postseason long.
Yeah.
No one in their right mind thinks that they should be here, but they are here, and so it is what it is.
Well, yeah, so like going back, right? Justin Herbert with the hand. Then you go to the Texans game. Then you have Nico Collins and Dalton Schultz out.
Mm-hmm.
And then going into obviously the Broncos game, you have their starting quarterback and Bo Nix out.
Yep.
Right. So it's
Now,
like
if Bo Nix was in
one
the
person
game,
after
do you
another.
think it would? If Bo Nix played this game, do you think that there would have been a different outcome?
Yes. For
Yeah.
sure. And throughout the whole season, they always played down, right? They had the most comeback wins this season.
Mm-hmm.
So even if they were down, they're not going to come back. So I think with the Bo Nix on their squad, the Broncos would have won this game. It would have been a different outcome. It would have been the Seahawks and Broncos.
Yep. Yeah. In 15 games, they're 13-2. Or they had 15 one-score games, and they're 13-2 in those games. And so it was the story of their season. It
Yep.
kind of aligned similar to how Kansas City was last season, right? Kansas City was winning all
Yeah.
those one-score games or whatever. Well, that was a story of the Broncos this season. And I absolutely believe that Bo Nix would have won this game 100% without a doubt, because I think he would have been more than prepared to handle the inclement weather. And I think he, obviously
Right.
knowing the offense the way that he did this season, he would have definitely would have been able to make some better throws than what Stidham did, especially towards the
Well,
back end. And I think the play calling too, the play calling would have been totally different from Sean Payton's side.
oh yeah.
For one,
For
I
sure.
definitely don't think he calls a pass on that 4th and 1. I think he just
Right.
calls like a quarterback sneak tush push type of deal to just get that extra yard.
Right.
But I think he was probably so concerned that if by doing that, Stidham would most likely fumble the ball somehow. And in return, he ends up just throwing the interception anyway, so it's like 6-7.
Well, yeah, I mean, with Bo Nix in there, definitely be a different game plan. With him running the ball, and the Patriots defense would kind of have to respect that run game from him as well. So I mean, it
Mhm.
would have opened up a lot more windows for the Broncos.
Big time, man. Big time. So now that we got through both of the games, right, we look forward to the Super Bowl, to that matchup there. And yeah, so Seahawks and the Patriots, man. What do you think we have in store?
That 43-8 Seahawks taking the Patriots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think it's going to be an absolute blowout?
I kind of want to go back. Yeah, it's gonna be a classic Super Bowl
Classic ass whooping.
ass whooping.
Ass whooping.
Yep. But I do want to go back, because I don't see a lot of people talking about it. The way Kenneth Walker was running for the Seahawks, man, he was running with a purpose. Man,
Mhm.
I've never seen that guy run consistently like that throughout the whole game. Man, he was pounding that ball down the Rams' throats. Man, he did not give up
patient,
when he
man.
would get touched.
He was patient for sure.
Dude,
And I think that's
patient,
what
swifty.
yeah, he was definitely patient. And I think that's what obviously was probably one of the biggest factors there that we don't necessarily always talk about, is how much the impact that running game matters. And especially from the Seahawks, because they're not known for being a running team this season, right? They've been mixing it up with Kenneth Walker and with Charbonnet. But with Charbonnet out,
Yeah.
obviously you relied heavily on Kenneth Walker to just kind of be the driving force in the backfield for them. And so, um, you know, I feel like he's always played with that sort of passion this season. It's just that you don't get to see it that often because he's sharing snaps with Charbonnet, and Charbonnet was always the goal line stand. He was the guy that they oftentimes would give the
Yeah.
ball in the red zone, on a first and goal, second goal, whatever the case may be, he was often the guy running it in. So you never really got to see a whole lot of Kenneth Walker come through. But I remember Kenneth Walker being the difference maker too with the Seahawks and the Rams in November when they played that second game. He was a big factor then. And so he definitely played a large role in this again. So and look for him to have a really good game against the Patriots, in the Super Bowl.
Well, and I mean, I don't want to say a good thing Charbonnet got hurt, but good thing for him, right? Because he's in his last year in his rookie contract in his fourth year, right? So obviously he's playing now, and then now he's getting those touches where he's showing out like that. We're like, hey, now I'm gonna get that contract, you know.
See, I didn't know that. Yeah, he's got something to play for.
hmm
Oh yeah. I mean, aside from the Super Bowl, because boy, they get a nice little
For sure,
bonus check.
for sure.
They get a nice little bonus
Yeah,
check for that Super Bowl. Remember that Sean
and
Payton
then
thing,
sign in the offseason.
and then signed the offseason. But remember that Sean Payton thing with the Saints. I think it was the year that they played against the Rams when there was that obvious pass interference no call on that game.
Uh-huh.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Well, leading up to that game, there's a bunch of stories that came out that Sean Payton had went out and pulled out like I don't know, it was hundreds of thousands of dollars cash, had it all wrapped up, everything, and he had it put on like a silver platter, and literally had a team meeting and wheeled that sumbitch out there in front of those guys, and he was like, "Hey," he's like, "Y'all want that?" And everyone was like, "Hell yeah, we want that, coach. Hell yeah." He goes, "All right, then we got to win the Super Bowl. We got to go to the Super Bowl. If you guys want this money, we got to go to the Super Bowl, because this is what you get when you go and win the Super Bowl," or whatever it was. It was either to get to the Super Bowl or to win the Super Bowl. But it was money
Right.
on a silver platter, stacked high. It was hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, wads, fat wads, bro. And he had them all like wrapped up like drug style, dog. That boy was willing it out cold too. Just, you know what I mean?
Dude,
Yeah.
man.
So yeah, dude, he'll be playing for some
But man,
money,
I mean,
dog.
but man, instead of the Super Bowl, we got the Mike Bowl.
Yeah. Mike Vrabel, Mike McDonald,
The Mike Bowl.
both defensive minded coaches
The
at
Mike
that.
Bowl. Yep.
But dude,
Yeah.
you can't say enough about the Seahawks team, bro. Dan Snyder and Mike McDonald, the difference that they've made in this organization to flip this whole organization around in 2 years. Not enough can be said. I think Dan Snyder is a finalist right now for Executive of the Year in the NFL. Mike McDonald is a finalist for Coach of the Year. And so, dude, to think that you move on from Geno Smith, because you move on from Pete Carroll first, and then you move on from Geno Smith right after to go pick up Sam Darnold. No one kind of knew what you were getting out of that. Yes, Sam Darnold had the season that he had with Minnesota, but it was still a coin flip in the air on what you were going to get from him, when you signed him up. And so, again, I mean, they put all their chips on the table, man, and it paid off. And then on top of that, too, you also
Yeah.
get rid of DK
Well,
Metcalf.
oh yeah. Forgot
And
about
then you
that.
release Tyler Lockett. You let him walk away. You go off and you sign Cooper Kupp. You get JSN. You get Sam Darnold. You already had Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet there. And then you make some changes defensively. And literally in 2 years' time, you have literally an elite offense and an elite defense. And just not enough can be said
Yep.
about those guys. So,
Well, and
anyways,
I was listening to McDonald's story on how he became coach. Right, he was coaching at a high school while he was going to the University of Georgia. Then John Harbaugh had this like apprentice program or internship program with the Ravens. So he went to go into that apprenticeship program. Then it becomes like some sort of like defensive backs coach or something like that. Then becomes a defensive coordinator. Then obviously becomes the Seahawks head coach, with never coaching beyond high school at that point till he went to the NFL. Crazy.
Wow.
Just like starting like down there,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, for sure. I mean, again, not enough can be said for just everything that they've done, and then you look at the Ravens, right? I mean, he's not that far removed. Again, just 2 years ago, was the defensive coordinator for the Ravens, and then now the Ravens are head coachless, and along with uh, the exit of Mike McDonald, your defense also kind of went to shit at the same time. Right. So that just goes to show. I mean, in
Yeah.
any place that you go, in any walk of life, any business, right? As a leader of men, you're always going to be judged on how the team performs when you're there, and then also when you leave. Right? How does that store look when you
Right.
leave? Does it get better? Does it get worse? And that's always going to speak to the level of your leadership. And in this case here, right, he leaves the Ravens, they go down. He goes to the Seahawks, they go up. And that
Yep.
speaks to the level of expectation, that speaks to his standard, that he has for in place for himself, and expectations that he puts on his team. And again, so just not enough can be said about it, man. So, but congratulations to the Seahawks, because man, you are going to the Super
They won
Bowl,
the
and
Super
you
Bowl. They
are
won Super Bowl
most likely
60.
you've already won. Walking into the building, you already won the Super Bowl. Literally. But anyways, man,
Yep.
I was gonna ask you real quick, because obviously there was only 2 games, and that was Sunday. But did you happen to catch the UFC Saturday night? First
I
pay-per-view on Paramount Plus.
I caught the last two fights. Sean O'Malley and Justin Gaethje. Caught the last
Okay.
two. More so the last fight with Justin Gaethje
Yeah.
and Paddy Pimblett. I did.
What'd
Man,
you
that's
think of that fight?
crazy. First event of the UFC, and then the Gaethje and Pimblett fight is already up for fight of the year. That's crazy.
Bro, that fight was wild, son. I was like, holy dude.
Right.
All that kept playing in my head too was because they kept showing it, right? They kept showing it about, he's like, we don't get knocked out, like he just kept saying that. And so
Yeah.
that's all that kept ringing in my head every single time Gaethje was just pounding on his face. And I was like, this man's gonna get knocked
Dude.
out. And dude, because I love
Yeah.
Pimblett, dude. I
Yeah.
love his trash talk. I love everything about it, dude. And the dude's just so
Yeah.
scrappy. And so I was like, I didn't have a preference of who I wanted to win, because I like both fighters. And it's like no matter which one
Dude, well,
won, I would have been
so
happy.
so I like both fighters too, but for some reason I'm like, nah, I want Patty to lose, because just the way like he was talking to Justin Gaethje, I'm like, dude, now I want Justin Gaethje to win. Like throughout the whole fight, because of course Justin Gaethje's from the United States, and Pamlet's from England and whatnot. I'm like, you was saying this hoe. Yeah.
That is funny, bro. That is funny. Like I said, all I kept thinking about was every time he would just get punched in the face, and I was just like, dude, this dude is just getting rocked, bro. And I don't know if it was just me, but it seemed like Patty was moving slower than he usually does this go around.
Well, I wouldn't say at the beginning of the fight, but after he started getting dog walk, yes. But I will say, the pounding that Gaethje put on him, he took it. He still took it.
Oh,
Man, for
bro,
him to
dude,
still keep going and
like a fucking
going,
champ, dude. You could have swung a
dude, he took
baseball
it.
bat at
He
this
took
dude's
it.
face, and he would have just walked right through it. Like,
Yeah. Yep. He
bro's
still
got
kept
an iron
going.
chin, an
Like,
iron chin.
dude. Yep, and he got rocked I don't know how many times, and he still can't, like, still in it. It's crazy. And you could tell Gaethje was trying to kill him the whole fight,
Oh, dude, he was
and he
going
still
for
kept
the
going.
knockout, and I think Gaethje probably had it in his mind too. Is like, all right, this
Yeah,
motherfucker says that he doesn't ever get knocked out. Let me be the first to knock him out. And he got real close
yeah.
on a handful of occasions, man. He got real close to doing it, you know. And I'm really shocked that like I think it was that first knockdown. You know, he kind of grabs him by the, I think Patty goes in for like a midsection kick, and he kind of grabs his ankle and holds onto him, and then just comes in straight with a freaking haymaker right across the cheek, drops him down, and then I think that was the first knockdown, and he just starts trying to go and attack him. I'm really shocked that Gaethje wasn't able to kind of just put enough on him to where the referee has to kind of pull him off. You know what I mean? Because
Stop it. Yeah.
we have seen some questionable stoppages as of recent where it's like, okay, did the referee step in too quick? You know, and in some cases, yes, in some cases, no. Dude, and I really wish Loop was here, bro, because
Yeah.
the eye poke again, bro. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
two
two eye pokes.
of 'em. The first one where yeah, 2 of them. The second one was pretty bad too, and that's kinda like what knocked him down.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I definitely wish Luke was here to talk about that because Patty still kept going. I don't know about Tom Aspinall, you know?
Yeah, I don't know about Aspinall, dog. He tucked tail and ran as fast as he could. He said, "Let me take all 5
Yep.
minutes of this time out just to waste people's time and then just to say I can't go no more."
I'd say I can't go.
Yeah. Like, come on, dog. All I kept thinking about on those eye pokes is I was like, "Oh, dude, Tom Aspinall, bro." And you saw the crowd react to it. So,
Yep.
we're not the only ones who feel that way. The entire crowd reacted to it as soon as he got up and said, "All right, let's roll." You know, they got super excited about it. They're like, "Yeah,
Well,
this is how you
'cause
fucking
even so,
do it."
like it's like he got poked. You even saw
Oh shit. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Wait a minute. You need to take a commercial break on this.
oh,
You
okay.
need to take a commercial break. So, folks, Cisco will be right back. I don't know why Riverside does this, but Riverside, after about an hour or so, starts to get real kind of like laggy. And so it makes it really complicated to hear them. They oftentimes start lagging and glitching, and it just kind of, I don't know. I think that's something that Riverside needs to work on for sure. They need to do a better update or something. I don't know. But there he is. He back.
So did you hear anything I said at all?
No.
No? Okay. Well, so on that first iPod, because you were talking about how everyone was like saying what we say. On that first iPod, when the fight got stopped, everyone started booing, and you saw Patty like go to the crowd like what, like like what do you want me to do? He poked my eye, and but he still went back in it. So and then the crowd was like, "Fuck yeah!" Instead of stopping that
Hmm.
shit, but everyone, I think a lot of people are in agreement on our side with that. Just saying.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, again, but it was just. I think it was like just the moment, obviously, of what everything that happened with, or everything that happened with the Aspinall fight to what it's going into now, what we saw. Because again, I've never seen somebody film so much of his hospital shit as we have of Aspinall to try to justify the eye poke.
Right.
There's been numerous of eye pokes. Numerous of eye pokes. It's not the first and it's not the last. Obviously, we just saw it twice in the same fight. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Um, and so and Aspinall has a lot of people that question whether or not he is really about it. You know, there's a reason why John Jones won't even fight the guy.
Dude, I mean, Aspinall going out his way to film. like how you talked about
That's what I'm
film this
saying.
whole process of this eye poke, going to different
Yeah,
doctors to finally get on what he wants to hear and put out
right.
there.
You didn't see Kobe Bryant film the whole Achilles thing. You didn't see Drew Brees with the whole shoulder repair. You know, you didn't see Aaron Rodgers with his Achilles tear go out and make a big case about that. You know, Cyborg with the freaking knee to the forehead that crushed his skull. You didn't see him going out of his way to film all that crap and make a big deal about it.
Going about an eye poke.
But for a fucking eye poke, apparently the dude's almost blind or something. Like, come on, bro.
And it was the opposite eye.
Yeah. The worst eye was the other one.
Oh, dude.
Jesus. But yeah, Seth, right? Is it Seth?
Ethan.
What? Ethan, my bad. It says Seth, literally. Ethan said it best. It was a banger card to start the year. I agree. It was awesome. Can't wait for the rest of the fights. They got a lot of great matchups that are coming up pretty soon, as well. And so now that it's on Paramount, man, it's just making it so much easier to watch. You know, and I told the wife, I was like, hey, we don't have to stream these no more. We got it on Paramount Plus, baby.
Yep. Well, and it's funny because like a lot of people were complaining about the ads that popped up, but it's like it's a lot cheaper now. They obviously still have to make money. So like, would you
Yeah.
rather pay the whatever it was before? Was it $90 or whatever it is, or pay the Paramount subscription?
Oh, for sure. I mean, well, and on top of that too, though, right? With the Paramount subscription, right? You're gonna get it as it's happening right then and there. You know, these streams, man. I mean, they're so laggy and delayed, and it's like, you know, you're the match is barely starting, and ESPN's alerting you saying who won the fight. You know what I mean?
Well,
Sometimes it
and
could be that far behind, depending on how bad your shit's glitching.
now, and I didn't go back and see it, but I don't know if the fight stays on Paramount, or you could actually even go back the next day and watch it. You know what I mean?
I'm sure it's probably staying on there to where you could
See,
go
so
back and view it.
that's way
You
better.
know, maybe it takes a day or two, because I think so WWE used to do that where I want
Nah,
to say it's
they do it like instantly.
Netflix is like instantly, but with Peacock, I think what it would do is that you would, if you were watching it live, you could watch it live, but then you couldn't watch it again until like 2 days later, because I guess they go in and do all the edits to remove stuff that they don't want to be on there. You know what I
Well,
mean?
I know all the
Netflix does the same
WWE
thing though.
stuff.
Netflix
A
does
lot
the
of
same thing.
yeah,
They
a lot
bleep
of
out
the
all the cuss
WWE
words and
stuff
everything.
was on Peacock, but now it's all on Netflix. I found out
Dude,
'cause
it's
I was looking
all
for
on
stuff.
Netflix now. Yep.
Yeah,
And my son was like, "Dad, they added all this WWE stuff to Netflix," and I was like, "Well, yeah, they're transitioning over now, man. They're not going to be." But was what I think is crappy though is that the Royal Rumble is being streamed off of ESPN. So you have to have the ESPN Unlimited subscription in order to watch the Royal Rumble this year.
mm,
I think that's kind of bullcrap, because I've never had a ESPN subscription, and I think it's a waste of time, because I think that their app is full of crap too. They have one of the worst apps of all time for a sports app.
huh,
Like, just my opinion. In terms
yeah.
of in terms of its speed, accessibility, and its you know, how you choose to navigate with what you want, it's terrible.
Now, how does one find out if they have ESPN Ultimate?
You would have to go, you could go to, probably the easiest way to go is to go to Disney. Go to Disney Plus on an internet browser and check your subscription there, because Disney, Hulu, and ESPN are all bundled under the same company. And so
See,
oftentimes, you have to go to Disney if you want to bundle it all up together, if I'm not mistaken.
well, see, I do have them all bundled up. I have Disney, Hulu, and ESPN,
So
but I don't know
who
if
is the
it's
who did you who does the bill get taken from? Is it from Disney?
Disney.
Okay, so then log into your Disney account to see what package you have bundled up with that. But you have to do it, I believe, from the internet browser. I don't think it lets you see
Yeah.
it from the app.
Yeah, I have to check it.
But yeah, you have to have ESPN Unlimited, which whatever that is. But again, I just think that the ESPN app is an absolute joke in terms of everything that you try to do. You know what I mean? They could be doing
Dude,
so much more with that app than what they're doing now, and it's a crime. Like the other day, I was trying to find the one of the football games. I was trying to figure out what time it was, and the home page didn't have the football game on there. It had a basketball game.
yeah.
And I was like, I don't care about this basketball game. This is a divisional matchup or whatever it was. I want to know what time the game starts because I also try to check to see where it's being aired. Is it like CBS? Is it Fox? Is it on Peacock? Is it on Paramount? Is it on Amazon? Especially during the playoffs, it's so questionable on what it's going to be held on. And so I was like, okay, I'm trying to figure out who's airing it, and you can't find it. So then you have to click on like scores, and then you have to go to NFL, and then you have to go to scores again. And then it does it like weird where it'll put like last week's game at the top, and then it'll put like the week prior, right? Or I'm sorry, like 2 weeks prior, like right below it. And the dates are all jacked up, dude. It's so weird.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's funny because I have the ESPN app and I have like all that, but every time I need stats or anything, Google. Just go to Google, type it in
Yeah.
instead of
Well, it's easy to get everything whenever you're on an internet browser,
yeah.
but the app itself is so hard to like, and it's slow. It's so slow. And then God forbid I leave the app open and I don't close it, and then I get a ping on my phone, and you click it, and let's say it's like a video, it's like, oh my God, what a catch! JSN one-handed grab. Would have never thought this dude would grab it. You click on it, and it stays stuck in a loading screen, and it'll never load that.
And then you gotta
And you'll
exit out and you can't find it.
you'll have to exit out of the app, reopen it, and you'll never find that video ever again. Ever.
Oh man, I feel that pain.
So I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
Dude, and it's like you're making gazillions of dollars.
Yep.
Figure it out. It shouldn't be that
Dude,
complicated, bro.
dude, it was funny. I think it was like a month ago, or I forgot how long it was ago. I'm like, man, ESPN is like the mega for sports. What if someone comes out like, hey, we're the next mega for sports and like competes against ESPN?
Yeah.
I mean, like I know you got Fox and all that stuff, but like ESPN is like the main thing for like everything.
Yeah, but
You
like
know?
we don't see Fox for what we see ESPN as. Like we
Right.
need another
Right.
ESPN type of channel that can
Right.
come out. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. There needs to be another sports network, like a top-notch sports network like this.
Yep.
But problem is that it takes a lot of freaking money to make your own channel.
Oh yeah. I mean, but
A
and especially
lot
to
of
beat out
money.
someone like ESPN.
But hey, if Elon Musk ever watches this, I know he's got a lot of money. Maybe he might be interested in doing a little some. You know, maybe we
Yeah.
can go ham on this deal. You know what I'm saying?
We can
Yeah,
go
right.
anchor on there or something.
Yeah, we can go anchor. Welcome back to another episode of whatever Elon Musk is going to call this sports network. And can you imagine? Like, could you just take a wild guess what he would even call it if he was to ever make a sports channel?
Yeah.
Think about it. He
Mars Play.
switches.
I don't know.
Yeah, sports on Mars or something.
Mars Play or something. I don't know.
I'm gonna put that into Chat GPT tonight, and I'm gonna see what if Elon Musk was to make a sports network, what do you think he would call it? And then just see what it spits out. I guarantee you it's
That'd be
something
so
hilarious,
funny.
bro. I mean, think
That'd be
about it. He
funny.
changes over Twitter to just X. Like,
X.
what is X? Which obviously we know. I think that's the first initial to his son's name. But like, have you seen the way his son's name is spelled?
No.
Okay, hold on. Because I've seen it, but I can't sit here and spell it to you. So hold on. Elon Musk's son's name.
Something crazy, huh?
Okay,
And this
so it's spelled X and then A and E together, and then an A and then a dash and then an X and an I and an I. So let me show you on here. Let me share
so how do you even pronounce that?
screen. It's pronounced Ash, if I'm not mistaken.
What?
Yeah, this is how you spell his son's name.
What is that? Looks like Roman numerals or something.
Yeah, I don't know. It's something outrageously different. I'm not going to say weird, but it's just not something that you've ever even seen before. And I want to say, I think he said that the way you say it is Ash. Yeah, right here. Elon Musk interpretation is X Ash 12. That's his name.
XS12.
Yeah.
XS12.
But he says Ash.
Wow.
So I'm like, dude, all that just to get the word Ash out of there. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh. Well, and this dude got like what, 4 or 5 baby mamas or something like that?
Oh, I don't know. I don't look into his life that much, but like I said, I just his son's name has always, but if I'm not mistaken, he named Twitter basically in response to his son's first initial of his name, which is X.
Oh,
And I think that was the purpose behind it.
that's nuts.
Yeah. Did you
So
see
he
him
definitely
did you see him giving out a press conference on the robots?
no? What
So
robots?
so he's building robots that are basically designed to do whatever it is that you need them to do, and essentially it's kind of like having like an in-house butler, but a robot instead, one that doesn't need to eat, sheet, and piss and whatever. And so he's creating this robot that you can essentially bring with you wherever you go, but you can also just keep him there at the house, and you're going to be able to program him to do whatever you need him to do. If you need him to cook, he should be able to cook for you. If you need him to wash clothes, he'll wash clothes. If you just need him to keep you company, you can program him to keep you company. Like whatever it is that you need him to do, he can virtually do. And so he got asked at like an expo or whatever it was, you know, uh he's got them operating already. A lot of them are operating within the factory that he has, but they're just for his own personal use at the factory. He's actually making them to where he can sell them to the public now. And so I think he said that like sometime by like late next year is that he's going to start selling these robots to people where you can
Wow.
buy them. The public can buy them.
Dude, that reminds me of that movie with on Netflix with Megan Fox. I don't know if you've seen it. I forgot what it's called.
Megan?
Probably search it. Yeah. Probably search it up.
No, is that
Or
literally the name Megan?
no.
Oh, because there a movie like that called Megan, and she's
There
like
is a
an
movie
AI
called
robot
Megan.
or something.
I just haven't seen it, so I wouldn't be able to tell you what that movie Megan is about.
I haven't
But
seen that
this
movie
one,
either. But I've seen it pop up numerous of times.
oh man, I'm trying to find it now. My phone's about to die too. Megan Fox Netflix movie. Subservience.
I haven't
She's
seen it.
she's a she's a robot like that where she goes
Megan
home and
Fox is the robot.
yes, Megan Fox is a robot where
Okay.
they go home, she cooks, cleans, all that stuff, but the wife gets hurt or something like that. So
Uh
she has
huh.
to fill in. Megan Fox has to fill in um, as she's a robot and doing all the mom duties, but she starts to get like emotions to take over with the husband. So then tries to kill off the
Mm.
mom and yeah,
Oh
but then she
shit.
yeah, but then she like distributes her, I guess whatever she designed in herself AI to go out to all the other robots to do the same thing.
Wow. Dude, you see too many things like that on movies, and it really has you questioning like just how far are we gonna take this AI thing before it becomes like um before it becomes independent and before we become dependent on it. You know
Well,
what I mean?
and in that movie, they're hardwired. The robots are hardwired to protect their owner at all costs, right? And so that's up for interpretation to the robot. So if that means if they come into like an argument with someone, and later on the robot goes off and kills that person that your owner had an argument with, that's protecting your owner at all costs.
You know, that
That's
kind of
crazy.
reminds me of that movie that's just coming out here with Chris Pratt that I want to go watch. I think it's called Mercy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's called Mercy. And essentially what it is that the government or something or the other is AI. And so anytime that you commit a crime, you're given like 90 minutes to prove your innocence
What the
to
heck?
an AI judge. And if you can't prove your innocence within 90 minutes, you get executed.
Oh man.
And I think the way the story goes is I think Chris Pratt was behind the team or company that designed that program, and then it winds up uh convicting him of murdering like his wife or something of that nature. And so then he stands trial in front of the AI judge, and he's got 90 minutes to prove his innocence, otherwise he's going to get executed.
That's nuts.
Yeah, bro. So I want to watch that movie. I saw it. I saw the trailer for it. And I told you, I was like, man, let's go watch this. On a Tuesday at Santikos or a Wednesday
Yeah.
at the Draft House. Because like tickets at the Draft
No
House on
man.
Wednesdays are like $5.
Yeah.
But then I got my points with Santikos, baby.
Dude,
Mm.
that self-serve popcorn, self-serve drink. Mm.
I am to Santikos. I am a movie guru. That's what level status I'm on. That's the highest level you can get. Okay.
Huh.
I like to watch a lot of movies, dog.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm
That's my
just saying
thing.
there's popcorn, butter, self-serve, all that stuff. They definitely hit with that. Mm. Clutch.
Mhm. Oh
That's
yeah.
clutch.
Yeah. Draft House just needs to give me like a cup of butter when they bring me my 10 bowl of popcorn, and that way I can just sit there and just fucking
Pour it in
just pour it on myself.
Yeah.
That'd be
Funny.
pretty good. But yeah, so
Yeah.
want to go watch that movie. But yeah, man, so he's talking about, back to the whole um Elon Musk point
Elon
though, right?
Musk.
Is that yeah, he's talking about late next year potentially putting these robots out on the market open for public sale. So can you imagine somebody having like or can you imagine you yourself having a robot around your house that can do like a lot of the chores that maybe you hate to do?
I
Like,
mean, I say no, but maybe I'm on track because I have the little robot that goes around sweeping up the house, the little
mhm.
circle thingies. I have that.
Oh, so you're one of those guys.
But
Just kidding.
yeah, I mean, we have that, but I mean, I say no, but who knows? Maybe I'm on track for that.
Yeah. I don't have one of those robot things. I got the good old fashioned plug and play, but I use a shop vac, believe it or not, to vacuum my house.
A lot more
You know.
powerful.
Yeah, my I mean, we have the regular vacuum and all that, you just plug into a wall and it's got the bag, and some of them have the little canister that you just take out or
Dump out.
whatever. Um, but for me personally, like I like the shop vac. I feel like it for lack of better words, I feel like it sucks harder. You know what I mean?
You
It
could just say
just
picks
sucks.
up more or something.
It sucks harder. All right. Yeah. Let's go with that, baby. You know? Anyways, I feel like it picks up more in your terminology. I feel like it picks up more. Um, but then also too, it's like less maintenance. Dude, I can't tell you. I
Last
can't
time you
tell you. I'm
emptied it?
sorry. I'm lying. I'm lying. No. So my wife, she buys these vacuums from Walmart, and I'm pretty sure we're on like our third vacuum in 5 years. Not to
And that
actually our
shop vac is still
fourth.
going.
Actually, our fourth because we have a Kirby. We have a Kirby, and then she's bought in three other vacuums since then. And I've had my shop vac for 12 years,
Still going strong.
and it's still going strong. And the filter is washable. So all you do is you just take the clips off, pull the motor out, you just dump all your gunk in the trash, you pull your filter off, you just run it under some water, tap it, let it dry out, put that some bitch back in, and it's rolling, rocking and rolling
What
all
what
over again.
how many gallons is it?
It's like a 1 gallon shop vac. It's not even that big.
Oh, you got the small one. Oh, I'm
I
thinking
got a
about
I
like the
got a
one we got.
no. So like believe me, I would get a like a 24-gallon one if I could.
Yeah.
In fact, I almost got one during Black Friday because they had them on sale for like $50. And I bought this one at Home Depot. It was a Husky brand back when they used to have Husky. It was a Husky brand. I bought it for like $15 or $10 on Black Friday. I mean, it was the deal was too good to pass up. So I
Yeah.
bought it, and initially I bought it just to vacuum my truck because I was always washing my I would always wash my truck at home, but then I'd have to go to car wash for a vacuum,
Yeah.
because the vacuum at home just sucks to vacuum your car in. So I would go to a car wash. So I was like,
It
dude,
doesn't
10
suck hard
bucks
enough.
didn't suck hard enough. All right. And so I was like, screw it. I was like, I'm gonna buy this for like 10 bucks and I'll save myself $3 every single time I wash my truck from having to go to the car wash and put in $3 just to start the some bitch.
Pay
So
for
and
itself
it's
in 5 washes, yeah.
yeah, and it's paid itself 10 times over because like I said, I've had the damn thing for like 12 years. It's never broken down. It still does everything it needs, and it has attachments, and it has you can go purchase more attachments for it at Home Depot still. If you want to get more creative, you can get sticks to make it longer. That's what she said.
So
But
it
you
could
can
suck
get
harder.
yeah, you can get little different attachments for like dusting and all that bullshit. Like, bro, amazing. And here we are, dude, I'm not even joking. Like, first day we moved into this house, homie comes over with selling a Kirby, and we buy the some bitch, and we don't even hardly use it anymore.
Oh man.
And that thing was like
Well, I
two
think
grand.
yeah, those things are expensive, especially when
They're
they come to the door.
expensive as hell, bro. They're expensive as hell. Lifetime warranty
Yeah.
apparently, right? So we had to put the warranty in Caleb's name. They made us put it in our kid's name because they're like, come on, man, your kid's gonna outlive you, whatever. So put the warranty in his name and just pass it on to him whenever you're done. He'll have lifetime warranty and it's under his name. He did the typical salesman pull. He's sitting there
Yeah.
joking around, flirting with the wife and all that. And of course, she's over here fucking like,
He's probably telling her this vacuum sucks hardest.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. It gets real deep into those hard to get areas, in the carpet.
It penetrates the carpet really well.
Oh yeah. Big time.
Oh, dude.
I was like, what the hell are we watching? I normally skip this part.
Yeah. Oh shit.
I just get right to the
That's
action,
funny.
bro. And I hate that too, right? Because they're, those salesmen that come to your house. Because, dude, I can't tell you how many freaking times these damn solicitors come over trying to sell us on pest control, right? And they all come in and they're like, "Hey, so yeah, I got a deal. It's gonna look great. Who do you have right now?" And I'm like, "Dude, just cut to the chase, bro. How much you asking? That's all I need to know. I
Yeah.
don't give a fuck about what you do. Whatever I pay, you're gonna do whatever I tell you to do. I'll tell you that. Right? Because you're coming to
Right.
me, I'm not coming to you. So
Right.
that's the way I see it. And I'm like, dude, just tell me how much it is at the end of the day. What am I swiping my card for? How much? And how many, what's the subscription look like? Is it once a month, once a
Yeah.
quarter, once a year? Like, what does it look like? And they're like, well, and then they just keep going with their spiel. And I'm like, dude, quit wasting my freaking time. Now I just tell them no. I'm like, sorry, dude, I'm not interested. Get the fuck out of here. Not interested anymore. Dude, between pest control and security, God, these guys come and they just bang on your door. And sometimes it's the same guy banging on your door multiple times. And I'm like, bro, you were just here last week. And I told you no. Guess what my answer is this
Dude.
week? No.
Dude, it's gotten to a point where we don't even answer the door no more. And you know how like back then when someone would be at the door, you didn't want to answer, like, shh, be quiet, so I don't hear you. Now we don't care. We are over here talking. My kids are over here yelling, playing. We don't even care if they know we're there. We just don't even answer the door. It's too
Damn.
much. I don't,
Yeah, I don't do them
so they
like
know not
that.
to stop there.
Hey, but I tell you what though, I keep missing the meat guy. We got a guy that comes around here
Oh,
trying to sell
dude.
meat. And I swear that motherfucker comes every time I'm not here. And I'm like, brother.
Dude.
And I jump on the intercom and I'm like, bro, I was like, I'm not here. I was like, you're coming on the wrong days. He's like, oh man, my brother, my bad, brother. Hey, you gonna be here next week? I'm like, yes, sir. I was like, dude, come by, but I'll get some from you, dog. You know what I mean? Seems like a nice man. Want to help him out. But dude, he's just here every time I'm not. I'm like, God bless. One of these days, dog, I'm gonna get some meat from you. If you watching, one of these days, I'm gonna get some meat.
Dude. Yeah. We used to have a meat guy too. He would just like come and stop, and he'd see us outside. Yeah, we would buy boxes, and he would let us customize it on what we wanted in the box. Usually, they don't let you do that, but he let us do it, and I haven't seen him in a long time.
Yeah,
Long
this guy
time.
here,
He hasn't stopped doing that.
it's not a Schwann's guy, because Schwann's. You remember them Schwann's back in the day, or no?
No, I don't know what that is.
No, Schwann's, bro.
No.
They used to drive like these big box trucks, and they'd come cruising through the neighborhood. It was like an off-white, kind of more yellowish looking truck with like a Schwann's logo over it. And it's basically a refrigerated truck. Like the bed of it's all fully refrigerated, and they have all their meat products in there. And I think they sold more than just meat. I think they sold a lot of different stuff too, poultry and all that shit. So, but they
Yeah.
just come door to door sales. They were door to door salesmen, so they come and they park in the neighborhood and they could just go knocking, like, "Hey man, you want some meat, whatever," and they sell it to you right then and there. That's crazy. I can't believe
Yeah.
you're not that much younger than me. You don't ever
No.
remember seeing a Schwann's
Nah,
guy?
never. The only one I've
Wow.
ever seen was this guy, and
You're
he
gonna
drives a pickup truck, and he has a big ass cooler in the back of his pickup truck in the bed of it.
Let me see
Big
here. I'm gonna
ass
see if I can
ice
let's
thing,
see if I can pull up
freezer,
a
whatever.
I'm pretty sure once I pull this up here, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's see if I can
Maybe I've seen him on the highway, but
yeah. Screen the Schwann's man. Right here. You seeing that?
no. Oh, I'll
Uh-oh.
probably have to look on YouTube. Let me look it on
Wait,
YouTube.
my thing started freaking out. Uh-oh. Wait. Oh, here it is. There it is. There it
No, I've
is.
never seen those.
Are you serious?
Never seen those.
Dang. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Had ice cream and everything too.
Yeah, it says it. Ice
Pretty
cream,
sweet.
delicious entrees.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet, man. But those guys are from back in the day, man. And like I said, they used to go cruising through your neighborhood, and they would just go door to door. And sometimes too, you would just see him and you just wave him down as he's passing through, and he'll come through and stop for you. Yes,
Just
sir.
like the ice cream trucks.
Yeah, it's like an ice cream truck, but for meat. So pretty sweet.
That's what
But anyways, man, we'll wrap this up here. Guys, we appreciate y'all coming in, watching for us for this, close to 2 hour show. We can't thank you enough. It was a crazy weekend of football, crazy weekend for UFC. Shout out to the Seahawks and the Patriots for going to the Super Bowl. Can't wait for Super Bowl Sunday. Dude, did you see that Shador made the Pro Bowl?
Yeah, because Drake May's in the Super Bowl.
I love me some Shador, but man, brother, I'm sorry, dude. Like I don't know. You couldn't pick anybody else. There wasn't anybody else that was more qualified than that. No offense, right? Because obviously,
Yeah,
I think I can speak for both of us that we want to see Shador, go off. We're
succeed.
definitely, yeah,
Yeah,
we're definitely some Shador fans. But dude, I mean, I got to keep it a buck, bro. He's not a Pro Bowler yet. You know what I mean? Nor did he
yeah, definitely not a
showcase
Pro Bowler yet.
Yeah, nor did he showcase the fact that he should be a Pro Bowler. But I thought that was pretty interesting, man. I don't know that we'll do anything for Pro Bowl just because it's kind of just become a joke at this point. It's a skills competition
Yeah,
now. It's not even a freaking game. Um, but maybe we should take the time to sit here and say that if I'm not mistaken, the that new CBA that collective bargaining agreement is fixing to come up again. And I know that Roger Goodell is really pushing for that 18 game season. And so I personally would like to see that teams get 2 bye weeks, but then I also want to see them move the Pro Bowl to inside the regular season. Kind of like how NBA does with the All-Star game, how it's kind of like the midway point of the season.
yeah,
I maybe not do it as a midway point to the season because you're only playing 17 games, but I think that if you can do alternating bye weeks through because if we're going to split it up into 18 games, then you can split the season up into thirds, right? 6 games, 6 games, 6 games. And so
yeah.
the first two sets of 6 games, so the first 12 games alternate bye weeks for each team, where every team gets 2 bye weeks within that 12-week span. And then say the third week of that last stretch of 6 games, throw in the Pro Bowl because by then you'll have 15 games in. You'll have good enough. You'll have more than enough stats to say, okay, this guy's a Pro Bowler, that guy's a Pro Bowler. That way, you eliminate people who are going to be in the Super Bowl. You eliminate them from not being able to participate in the Pro Bowl. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of hard with with that because obviously, I think obviously football is a lot more physical, a lot more hard on your body than basketball is. So, I mean, having a Pro Bowl I don't say mid season, but during the season to possibly having someone get injured. I mean, maybe they should incentivize. I don't know if they do already, making the Pro Bowl you get X amount of money, but then if you go out and win the Pro Bowl like NFC, AFC, if you win it, you get another extra bonus on top of that. I don't know.
Well, look, I'm down for because obviously injuries are going to play a big role, and that's why a lot of people don't like to compete with these all-star things. I'm comfortable with them, making fun with it. I'm comfortable if they want to do like a flag football thing. I thought the flag football thing was great. I thought that that was really cool because you get an opportunity to kind of showcase their talent still because they were still making some pretty insane looking catches without
Yeah,
running the risk of injury. And so, but it's an opportunity for those teams to use that as a third bye week, right? The people who don't make the Pro Bowl, obviously they get that week off, but the people who do make the Pro Bowl, it's not going to be taxing on your body because we're just going to do like a flag football competition. And then maybe have some sort of incentive behind it for depending on who wins or who makes it or whatever the case may be. That way, there's at least still somewhat of a reason for them to want to play. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But I just think,
Yeah, I mean that's what I was thinking. Like incentivize them to want to make the Pro Bowl, but also want to play in the Pro Bowl. But back to like a regular game, the way it was. I don't know, just throwing a number out there, right? You get $50,000 if you make the Pro Bowl, but then if you win, if your team goes out and win, then you get $100,000, right?
yeah, I mean,
Something to make them want to compete or play.
that's what I'm
But
saying. Yeah, an incentive to make it to the Pro Bowl, and then an additional incentive depending on who wins. That way, you entice the competition level just a little bit more, right? You don't want
yeah,
it to be just
right.
a free fest where people are just running around not doing shit, right? At least give them the incentive to enough incentive to want to actually go out there and compete at just an average level. We're not asking for elite level status. In my opinion, I think that I can speak for a lot of people that like, hey, if you just give us just a little bit of competition within the Pro Bowl game, we'll be all right. You know what I mean? Um, but I think that again, with the CBA agreement coming up, if they do push it to 18 games, right? Is that's how I think they should split the season up into three different sections. And the first two sections that each team gets a bye week, and then the third bye week comes in the third section where they split that 6 game stretch. They split it right down the middle with a with the Pro Bowl. And then right after this AFC and NFC championship game, the week after is the Super Bowl. No longer this 2 week stretch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That way it's fresh. People are still football ready because, I mean, essentially what happens is they take a week off. You know what I mean? They essentially take a week off and then come back to it. And how many times do we see it where it's like, some guys aren't quite ready or whatever the case may be, or maybe there's a little bit of rust to shake off in the first quarter. And so it's like football ready, like let's just go. You know what I mean? Literally the week right after
Yeah.
the AFC championship game. Or AFC and NFC championship games. But anyways, man, we're trying to get out of here, folks. Sorry, we get caught up in these conversations. But anyways, nonetheless, thank you guys. Appreciate y'all. We will see y'all probably for Super Bowl, like after the Super Bowl, in terms of
Probably.
sports and whatnot. But keep on the lookout. We will be approaching some new topics now that this football season is coming to an end. It's been great. It's been fun. And just want to thank everyone that supported us through this all, the wives and the kids and the friends and family and all that good jazz. So we appreciate you guys, and y'all have a blessed night. Cisco, you want to close us out?
Yeah, thank you for everybody for tuning in to our takes and our dumb takes, good takes, whatever you want to call them. Any feedback's good. Interact with chat. Let us know what y'all think. Um, let us know some topics, some things that you saw that we didn't see. Stuff of that nature. But most importantly, again, just thank you guys for tuning in and giving us time out of your day to watch us stooges. So definitely appreciate that. It's awesome.
Yeah. Well, cool, everybody. Y'all have a blessed night. Stay warm, and we'll see you on the other side.
Bye, everybody.